Okay guys, welcome back PoePea Gaming, and today carrying on with the series that I'm about to start is the grind for dark matter camo. Now I know this is going to be a challenge that most people are going to sit through and do in a week, but this is going to be more aimed towards people that don't necessarily have the time to just sit and do it in a week or work full time and want to do it in their own spare time, and are looking for the quickest way to do it really. So the first part of this video is going to really be me showing you a couple of classes that I've set up and some advice on getting the best classes in order to, I guess, get the quickest way of working through the weapons. Now, for those of you that don't know what the dark matter is, the dark matter is a limited camo that can only be unlocked for weapons after you've unlocked diamond camo for every single primary and secondary weapon. So a bit of a challenge to say the least. Now, I started off with the class that I find the hardest. Now, most people do spend most of the time sniping on this game nowadays, which has changed from what it used to be. But what I would suggest, first of all, out the bat, is if you're going to be doing a diamond camo on all of these weapons, is to start with the class that you find the hardest, or the weapon set that you find the hardest. That way, you can only ski downhill, and the weapon should get easier by rights. Now, I'm started out with snipers. As I say, snipers are not my forte in the slightest, and they take a lot of getting used to, and they play differently, I think, in every single Call of Duty game as well. So what I did, I started off with the Draken, and I've now got that to gold. Now, initially, you're not going to be able to unlock the diamond camo until you've unlocked the gold camo for every class. So just working that one out, you have to unlock the gold camo for every weapon in that class in order to unlock the diamond camo for every weapon in that class. So as you can see, I'm on the gold camo for the Draken. Now, the second one I'm now working on is the Locust, and I'm near to doing the gold on that one as well, which if we have a look here, I've got the Burnt, I've got the Ardent, I've got the Battle, so I just now need the Chameleon and the Bliss, and that will then give me the gold camo. So as I say, I'm starting on the snipers. You can start on whatever class you like. I'm doing snipers first of all because I feel that they're the hardest ones for me to get out of the way. So let's take a look at the classes themselves. Now, what I've done is I've adapted two kinds of classes, or as I say, the best classes really that will work for you in order to get the quickest leveling for these weapons. Now, you can do it in two ways. You can set it up. I've done a class for both core and hardcore. I predominantly play I predominantly play hardcore. I know it's not everyone's taste in gaming when it comes to core or hardcore. But the reason I do that is I play a lot of tactical shooters, and I like games that you get one-hit kills and more realistic style kills, as opposed to 3 or 4 shots and then they manage to turn around and shoot you once in the head. That's my personal opinion. I think it's going to be the easiest and quickest way to level up these guns, getting continuous kills in hardcore. But if you prefer core, then please by all means play it in core. So if we look at the first class here, so this is going to be both. This class here can I can't speak. This class here can be used both in core or hardcore. Now, if we look at the weapon initially, as you can see, I've got no attachment sitting on this. That's because I'm currently working through getting the 50 kills with no attachments on the weapon, and that'll give me the next camo. Now, obviously, you can use whatever attachments you like up until that point, because for the first 9 camos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the first 8 camos, it literally is getting one-shot kills. So you start by doing 5 one-shot kills, 10 one-shot kills, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 75 and 100. Now, not too hard, not too challenging, but obviously it takes a little bit of time to get there. So what I did is I set the weapon up and I tried my best, and this is going to be against most people's gameplay style, but you have to learn to camp, or at least find yourself an area that you're going to be able to pick off 3 or 4 kills in order to start leveling these weapons up. Now, as I say, the first 8 camos you can work through pretty quickly, no matter what class, no matter what setup. With regards to the snipers, it is one-shot kills. Now, that's personally why I prefer hardcore. You're going to get one-shot kills anywhere to the body, which isn't necessarily the story if you're playing core, unless you set it up as a core weapon. So, as I say, working through 5 kills, 10 kills, 15 kills, 20 kills, 30 kills, 40 kills, 50, 75, and 100, which leaves you at the PoePea camo. From there, you're then looking at the 10 long headshot kills, the 10 long shot kills, not headshots, 50 kills with the Locust without any attachment equipped, 50 kills with 5 attachments equipped, to rapid kills 5 times, so effectively I think it's 4 seconds apart, but you have to get 2 kills with less than 4 seconds between them in quick succession, and you have to do that 5 times in order to unlock the battle camo, which you can see I've done there. And the last one, and sometimes more challenging one, is to get 5 kills without dying, so effectively a 5 kill streak. I've done that twice. As you can see, I've got another 3 to go, and then that will give me the chameleon. So effectively from here I'm going to attach 5 attachments to this, and then the 5 kills, and then that will give me gold on this gun as well. So again, let's look at the class. So I've got this currently laid out, as I say, and this class can either be worked in core or hardcore. For perk 1, I've gone for Ghost. Now this is the first layout. There is a second layout I'll show you as well in the way that I do the second layout. So this one really just gives you the capability to camp. This class is going to give you the capability to sit back and be undetected unless you're physically seen by the players. So Ghost is going to allow you not to be seen by enemy UAVs while moving, planting or defusing bombs, or while controlling score streaks. So again, that's the first one that you're going to go for, Ghost. On the second one, you're going to want to take 2 perks. So you want to start off with Fast Hand to give you the ability to swap weapons faster. And then the second perk, you're going to want to be going for Hardwired, which is then going to make you immune to counter UAVs, power cores, EMP grenades and smoke grenades. You won't trigger trick mines, shock charges or C4 alarms, and it reduces your digital imprint against enemy tracker and 6th sense perks. So again, another one of those perks that's just going to help you disguise yourself a little bit more and be detected a little less. And then on the last one, you're going to want to unlock Dead Silence. Now, Dead Silence you don't unlock until you're level 50, so I understand that some of you might not be to that level to start off with when doing this challenge. So what I would opt for then would be to go for Engineer. Unless you're using a really good headset, then opt in for Awareness. Now, Engineer is going to give you the ability to see booby traps and planted weapons by other players, and the ability for that is where you can see generally if someone's putting a mine down, they're going to be sitting fairly close to it, so it gives you the ability to detect the player and get that kill quicker. Awareness, as I say, you're going to be able to hear enemy movement and enemy footsteps, but I would only recommend this if you are using a really good headset. If you're using, the little headset earpiece that comes with the PlayStation, then maybe, opt for the Engineer, for example. So that's the perk set that you're going to want to go for the first class. Now, setting up the scopes and the attachments. So you've got 2 options available here. So before you unlock the thermal, I would definitely work towards using the Varix. Okay, the Varix 3 is an optical sight that will allow you to switch between far and near zoom scope levels. And if you're zoomed out, what that's going to do is at distance, that's going to give you a higher rate of getting a long shot medal. Bear in mind, you only need 10 long shot medals in order to be able to unlock one of the camos, particularly once you get there. So I would start off with the Varix. On unlocking the thermal, I would then opt to switch to the thermal. Reason being is the best setup you can then go for would be to opt in for the smoke grenades and the thermal. It's an old trick, but it works. So if you're going to go for domination, for example, you're going to sit back, you're going to wait for them to go and cap a point, you're going to throw the grenade down on the point, get the smoke up, and then you're going to sit back, use your thermal, and it's going to give you the opportunity, if you're fast enough on the trigger, to pick off 2 or 3 people that are capping a point. Again, it's an old trick, but it works easily. So as I say, I would opt in to go for the smoke screen grenades and go for the thermal scope. That is going to be an easy pick off point. If you're not so good with the snipers like myself, again, the thermal scope is a little bit of an easier weapon or an easier scope that allows you to see enemies a little bit quicker. They're going to stand out a lot easier, and they're going to be able to, you're going to have to be able to get your scope on them a lot easier as well. Secondaries, I'm not a favour of secondaries. I very rarely use secondaries, but something that you're going to have to get used to is that secondary weapons also need to become diamond skinned in order to unlock that dark matter. So if you can get into that set of using a secondary, you're going to be subconsciously uploading these as well, upgrading these as well. Sorry. So I opted in for a pistol. I've gone for the semi-automatic RK5. You can go for whatever ones you want. At the end of the day, you have got to upgrade all of the secondary weapons as well. So start off with the pistols, work through those, go through your launchers, and so on as you go through. Now that's going to be your first set. As I say, remember, you're going to be looking at Ghost, Perk 2, Fast Hand and Hardwired, Dead Silence. Opt in until you unlock the thermal with the Varix. Once you've unlocked the Varix, then opt in for the thermal. Switch them out for the smoke grenades once you've got the thermal. Up until you've got the thermal scope, what I would personally do is either use the shock charges or the concussion grenades. Now this is basically going to allow you to slow the character down or the enemy down as such, in order for you to try and get that shot a little bit quicker before they see you. It doesn't always work, but it's something that will aid in in getting those extra kills as well. So as you say, that's your first class. Looking at the second class, so with the second class, what I like to do on this one is really aid it in trying to find out where the players are. So not necessarily going for covering yourself and immune to UAVs, that kind of thing. Now, as you can see, I've got 5 attachments on one scope. This was the last challenge that I had to do in order to unlock the gold skin, which I've now done. So for the purpose of the video, I'm going to remove these attachments so that I can show you the setup I will with these. So the perk set on these ones are going to be slightly different. Now with these ones, what I'm going to start off with is Sixth Sense. Now Sixth Sense allows you to display a minimap indicator with the direction of nearby enemies. So initially that's going to allow you to see enemies where they are nearby. Perk 2, you're only going to go for one this time, and you're going to go for Tracker. This is going to give you a digital footprint of where the players run, so you're going to be able to see the orange footprints that run behind the player, and it gives you an easier way to track the player down. And as mentioned previously, I'm going to go for Engineer. Now that's going to be the best 3 perks that you could do in order to locate enemies quicker, faster, and finding them before they find you. Perk 1, Sixth Sense, locate the enemies quicker. Perk 2, see the digital footprint, and you want to try and learn not to follow players. That is always going to 95% of the time end in you dying if you're following a player, but it gives you a trail that you can track them with a sniper scope. And then perk 3, show where they booby trapped areas, care packages, that sort of thing. If you find their mines, if you find their grenades, whatever it may be, you're going to be finding where they're camping. So that's your best 3 perks. Now this one is going to be set up more so for a hardcore match, and as I say, I predominantly play hardcore, but there's no reason why you couldn't adapt these to core as well. With regards to the gun, again, the gun's going to go for a very similar layout. You're going to start with the Variks, you're going to switch to the thermal once unlocked, you're going to start with the concussion grenades or the shock charges if you've got them unlocked, and then once you've got the thermals, you're going to switch them across to the smoke screen, and again, secondary, you're going to go for a pistol or a launcher. When I did this one particularly, I opted in for the launcher just to give me some variation, so I've gone for one sniper and the launcher, the second sniper and the pistol, just so it gives me some variation, just so I'm working those secondary weapons as well. So there you have the layouts really. Those are going to be the best 2 classes that you could set up. That's my personal opinion, and that's advice that I've done some research online, and you'll find that most people sort of touch upon those perks as well. Now, talking of specialists, with regards to specialists, you can play with whoever you like. There is 2 that I would particularly recommend, and they are going to be, the first one, if you've got them unlocked again, is Firebreak, and with the Heat Wave feature. Heat Wave is basically a move that allows you to emit a massive heat blast, and it stuns your enemies and destroys hostiles in the area. So again, it's going to be one of those abilities to slow your players down. If you're running into a room and 2 or 3 of them are in there, you're going to bash Heat Wave. It's going to come straight out, it's going to slow them down, and it's going to give you the opportunity to pick off all 3 if you're quick enough. I can't even think of my words. The other specialist you're going to go for is either Outrider. Outrider you'll have from the start, so this is always going to be a good player to work with. And again, you're not going to opt for the bow, but you're going to opt for the Vision Pulse. Not necessarily the most powerful feature, but again, it's going to give you that ability for you to use Pulse at the surrounding area to reveal enemies within range. Now this will only give you a direction of where you're looking, so it's best if you think you're coming up to a room where there's a player sitting, then you're going to be wanting to use the Vision Pulse. So yeah, start off with Pulse if you're not high enough level. If you are high enough level, then you want to go across to Firebreak using the Heat Wave signature move. So there you really have it with regards to that. When it comes to gameplay, as I say, it's going to be dependent on what you want to do. Now predominantly I will always play hardcore, but you can play core. Just set your weapons up right so that you're getting those one-shot kills, and make sure that you're going to be adapting the weapons and classes to core as well. With regards to actually shooting, there is no actual trick shots or anything like that. Play it as you would with a normal sniper scope, play it as you would with a normal weapon. Don't aim for the trick shots. Generally you don't want to be doing sort of quick draws, sorry, not quick draws, you don't want to be doing quick mags or anything like that. They're going to be pointless to your character and your setup. But what you want to do is when you're working towards the headshot kills, so for example with the SMGs, and you're going to be aiming for the headshots to get the camo headshot, where you want to be aiming is the shoulder area. If you're aiming at the shoulder area here, what you'll find is the gun's recoil will jump up and you'll get a headshot 99.9% of the time. Again, obviously if you're going to be sitting there and you've got a guaranteed headshot, take the headshot, but in a fast action response time, aim for the shoulders or above, and you're going to get that jump. It's going to hit them in the head. Same with the pistols, same with anything like that. But again, we come back to the classes. What you'll find with the snipers, it's one-shot kills. With the shotguns, similarly, it's one-shot kills on this one particularly. So if we look here, 21 one-hit shot kills. If we look at switching this one out for the Brecci, for example, this one is going to give you 5 headshot medals. So it's not always the case, so you have to be careful with that one. So as I say, shotguns, start off with the KRM first of all, work through that, get your one-shot kills. Second, switch it out, work on the headshot kills. But as I say, do your hardest class first, the ones that you're going to struggle with the most. Start with those, and then you can ski downhill and the game should only get easier. Now there's going to be quicker ways to do this, and there's going to be times that people are going to release videos that show you the quickest way to level up, the quickest way to do this, and I just don't have the time commitment to do that. So I thought I'd do a video that shows you the best class and the best setup, so that you can jump in and out of Call of Duty when you get the chance to. If you get an hour after work or an hour before work, if you've got a day off in the week, that sort of thing, these are going to be the best classes in order for you to be taking them shots. With regards to making the shots as well, with regards to the long shot medals and camping, it is not going to be the easiest thing to do, and people generally don't like camping. What you're going to find is, if the best way to do it is if you can find yourself a central point on the map. So for example, you're sitting right in the middle or the heart of the map. You're going to want to try and disguise yourself slightly, because obviously you're going to be picked off quite easily. But if you're shooting from the middle of the map outwards, you're always generally going to be trying to get that long shot headshot medal, if you will, or sitting at one end to the other. Try and avoid popular camping spots and popular sniping spots, because you're guaranteed you're going to be picked off a lot quicker, and there's going to be people waiting for you to remove into that spot. Now, as I say, there's no shadow of a doubt that it's going to affect your kill death ratio. I mean, on average, I would like to say I get maybe 20 to 10 kill death ratio positive, but when I've been doing these sniper ones, I've been averaging anything from 5 kills with 20 deaths up to maybe 10 kills with 15 deaths. So it's not the easiest thing to do, and you know, it's going to take time, it's going to be frustrating. But if you want that dark matter camo, then that's the only way to do it. So as you say, you've got to go through, you're going to have to get that gold camo on every single weapon, then you unlock diamond. Once you've unlocked diamond on every single one, you're then going to have the inevitable, the elusive dark matter camo. But that's it, guys. Really, I hope that's a little bit more informative. No gameplay in this one. I just wanted to set up the classes so that you guys can obviously find out how to do it a little bit easier, and I hope that helped. If you did like it, please support the video by giving me a thumbs up, and don't forget to drop a comment to let me know what else you want to see with regards to any advice that I can give on this as well. This series will now flow on, and each video should hopefully show me leveling up the weapons. So as I say, I've already got the Draken done, and I've got some footage that I will use on that one as well. I'm currently working through the Locust, which I'll try and get some footage of, and then I'll just record footage on each weapon. I'm not a trick shot or anything like that, so you won't be seeing the world's best shots, but it will, you know, it will help and show you how to get to that dark matter. So thanks again for watching as always, and I'm going to leave that one here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.